All right, so I was out doing cardio, and storm of the century seems to have happened here in El Paso, and I got super drenched, which reminded me of a story because I drench most of my food in ketchup or mustard. I follow a low-carb diet, so I have to add some kind of flavor to it. And I was at Albertsons, and Albertsons usually has like these super deals on meats, like buy one get three free. And so I was in the meat aisle, and I was loading up with chicken. And this girl walks up to me, and she's like, "Hey, what kind of diet do you follow?" And I'm like, basically a lot of meats. And she asked me how I season them and how I cook it. And I'm like, you know what? On the George Foreman, well, a type of George Foreman grill that my friend Troy got me. And she goes, "What do you add?" And I'm like, "Usually just the seasoning, and if I want, I add some ketchup or some mustard on the side." So I go full nerd about the ketchup and mustard. I'm like, you know what? These ketchups, you want to get the low carb one. You don't want the high corn fructose syrup one. This brand has actually a much higher content of lycopene, which is really good antioxidant. Full nerd. Mustard seeds have these benefits. Full nerd, and she's just standing there. And then, I ran out of benefits of both ketchup and mustard. And I'm like, well, maybe she needs directions to where it is. So I'm like, it's over there, aisle 3. They're both on aisle 3, actually, right next to each other. She just kind of stands there. And I'm like, sometimes I use hot sauce, but that's over there. So she walks off. A few days later, girl I know on Facebook contacts me, and she goes ahead and says, "Hey, you know what? My friend ran into you. She says you were kind of a jerk. What's going on?" I'm like, "When?" She's like, "At Albertsons." And I'm like, I've never been a jerk to anyone at Albertsons. I love that place. And she's like, "Well, you know what?" She says she went up to you and you're very stuck up, and you kind of just dismissed her. Now, here's the problem is, first mistake, we're not hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars, all right? We're not ready to be picked up. I had a plan. I was going to go to the supermarket. I was going to get some food. I was going to unload what I needed, freeze what I didn't, and go to the gym. She was an unforeseen circumstance that happened in that day. It's not like, throughout my day, I'm like, ooh, let me pick up chicks. That is not how our minds usually work. Maybe for some men, but for me, it's purpose driven. So that was the first mistake. Secondly, she thought I spoke Womanese because in my language and in English language, when you ask someone a question, you're usually expecting the answer. You want to know about ketchup? I will tell you about ketchup. Now you're a grown woman. You have a mouth. You can ask a question. You want to know about my number? You can ask that. You want to know my name? You can ask that. I mean, that would have been, the next logical step. But, someone asked me about ketchup, and I'm going to go, "Oh, by the way, my name is Sam. Nice to meet you. We have ketchup in common now." It doesn't work that way. I asked a simple question. So I explained that to her friend. Her friend obviously not in agreement because she is also fluent in Womanese, and she's like, "Well, if we go up to you and ask you about ketchup, it means something else." And obviously not a logical train of thought, but a funny one nonetheless. I gotta give her props that she did go up to me. However, the huge mistake is thinking that I would speak Womanese, because I have a better grasp of ancient Sumerian and extinct languages than I do any kind of woman speak. Completely different language. It's non-logical, not a logical thing. So, just a funny story I thought I'd tell you guys. Women, it's like, what do you think you do? Like, I have a girlfriend, and I love her to death, and she's as close to a dude as a chick can be, but she can still be a girl. And sometimes I find myself in those situations like, that is not linear thinking. You went from A to M and skipped the rest of the alphabet. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. I gotta get indoors before this thing catches me again. Have a good one, guys.